basically what I want to discuss in this video has to do with thinking about the philosophy of Martin Heidegger and his classic book Being in Time, and basically what he does in that book is he gives somewhat of a hermeneutic phenomenology as well as phenomenological ontology, where he gives ontology, which ontology is ways of being. It's ways of just basically ways of being, and he does discuss ontologicality. He kind of gives the idea of Dasein, which is being there, and it's kind of, this is kind of a bad way of saying this, but it's kind of like a way of showing what consciousness is, but it's not so much a model for the human person as much as it is just the model for consciousness, the model for it's just like a way of talking about what consciousness is. And in the first division of Being in Time, what he does is he talks about worldhood, present at hand, ready to hand, being with, care, and lots of different things, which kind of discusses what Dasein's ways of being is. It discusses the way Dasein is, the way human existence is, and it's kind of, I in a way I think of it as science, which is why I'm kind of thinking about this, because I think of it in a way as science, because science basically is that of building up of knowledge about the world and about ourselves. Social science is kind of moved towards more knowledge about ourselves. So in a way, ontology is science, because ontology is it's a philosophical way of talking about ways of being, and I think that science really is. It really kind of is. Talks about the ways of our being, and I think about Heidegger's Dasein as the ontological unit of being, where everything is linked up, basically. There's no, because with Husserl, Sartre, and Simone de Beauvoir, basically what they do is they start with a certain self and they move upwards towards being other. But Heidegger, in what I might call his ontological unit of being, is in a state of being where it's not me. It's not really I'm here. The book is there. The other, that person is there. This person is there. It's a way of being in that everything is linked up into one ontological unit, and others happen to be in that. And in chapter 4 of the first division, he talks about how Dasein recognizes Dasein in other things, where Dasein recognizes that Dasein in other things, which are not itself, and that frees the others from being either present at hand or ready to hand, and So present at hand, ready to hand in the world, and Dasein, oneself, and others are linked up into this one ontological unit of being, and in a way, philosophically studying ontology is a way of building up knowledge. It's a way of it's studying ontology, and basically studying phenomenological ontology is a way of building up knowledge, because it's finding, and basically what Heidegger did, and what Husserl did, and what people following them did, and still are doing, is a matter of building up knowledge about this ontological unit of being, or thinking of it in a different way, but still building up knowledge about ourselves and the world, others, and things in general. So in a way, I'm just saying that ontology is kind of like science, in that both disciplines are that of building up knowledge about the world around us and ourselves. It's just kind of a cool thing to think about, because science, and I'm thinking about going into grad school with specializing in philosophy of science, and philosophy of science is basically figuring out what science is to be like. It's kind of that's a bad way to say it. It's about epistemology, metaphysics, and language, and other things, and all of that having to do with how we build up knowledge of things and ourselves and the world. And ontology is also a kind of science, in that it's actually kind of a social science, in that ontology, at least in Heidegger's brand, we come to understand ways of being, in that we understand ourselves and others, as well as things. Well, basically, it's in this ontological unit of being we come to understand ourselves and others, and then we move up to understanding the world as to how we are related to others, other Daseins. Jeez. Other Daseins. That's basically why I think that ontology is like science, because ontology as a way of being and studying the ways of being is a social science, in that we're kind of coming up towards, building up knowledge about ourselves and others, and about Dasein itself. And I don't know. It's kind of a weird way to think about science in general, but I think that ontology, at least in Heidegger's brand, is that it is kind of moving up towards, building up more knowledge and understanding the ways of being of Dasein, thus human existence itself. And it kind of uncovers not only, and basically understanding ontological ways of being uncovers ontological existences and ontological particular instances, and it's just kind of neat, and it kind of uncovers more and more things about ourselves and others, and thus the world in general. Because I think Heidegger's ontology starts with other, and then moves towards self and in the world. Thanks.